Hey guys, how you doing? So today I've got a review for you, which is something I've never done, so I'll try and keep it pretty short. But yeah, so what we've got is a John Paul TS-400 tenor sax, and it's an intermediate, beginner intermediate sax. And so the song that I played for you opening up was a Josh Redman solo from Hide and Seek. And I chose that because it really shows the full range of the horn. So at this price point, it's like $700, $800, something like that. It sounds awesome. It's actually a really good horn for the price. So the most common question I get on all of my channels is what's my setup? And so I've got, of course, a Selmer Reference 54 with an Autolink mouthpiece, which is a really expensive horn. It's probably like $8,000. But you don't need to spend that much money, especially if you're just starting off. It's totally not necessary. And so the other question is, okay, how do I get my tone, or like what's my setup to achieve the tone? So the story is basically that like the day I got a saxophone in the mail when I was 10 years old, like it was a beginner horn, and I think I pretty much had the same tone. Of course I've developed it over the years. I've gotten hopefully better, but it was my tone, and it's what I hear in my head. It's what I heard 20 years ago when I started playing. So on a horn like this, a beginner intermediate horn for this price, you can totally get a great tone. And what I played earlier, I didn't put any effects on it, so you can hear the raw sound of the sax. Things to note that are really important. Pros are that it's really evenly tuned, and it plays the low notes very easily, and it can play altissimo super easily. I actually struggle with altissimo on my reference for some reason, and so I can just like, I can wail on this one with altissimo, no problem. Something else to note is that I got it in the mail, and it plays really well right out of the box. So usually you have to make adjustments to it, to the keys, and I didn't have to with this one. Of course it doesn't lay like my Selmer, so it takes some getting used to, but for the most part it feels great. It definitely doesn't play like my Selmer. It doesn't sound like my Selmer. But of course that's the difference between $700 and $8,000. So you can't expect to get a pro-sounding horn like a Selmer for that price. But it does a really, really good job. And I'm really surprised. I'm pleased with it. So for the price, really good. It doesn't lay like a Selmer like I would want it to, and I can't wail on it as much as I want. But it definitely, it has a great sound, and it's heavier than my Selmer. It seems like a little bulkier, but it still plays really well, and it looks really good too. It's got a nice gold lacquer on it and some engraving on the bell. And yeah, so overall, really pleased with the sax. I'm happy to have it, and I'm thankful to John Paul for sending it out to me. So I'll definitely use this as my backup sax. It doesn't replace my Selmer, but it sounds great for what it is. So if you guys want to see more on on the sax, I'll include some links below, and I think I've got a discount code as well that you guys can enter in if you're interested. But yeah, great sax if you're just starting to play or looking for something on the cheaper side of things that's actually a solid horn. So yeah.